Welcome to episode 1092, Michiel Le Roux, 10 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 1092, lesson 1 to 5. This is lesson 6 to 10. Lesson 1, he's king of banking in South Africa. How Capitec became the biggest and best bank in South Africa in just 20 years.
It's one of South Africa's most recognizable brands. As many as 180,000 new clients are recorded every month.
Orange Award for being the best service company in the banking industry. Capitec Bank voted one of the 27 great brands of tomorrow in the world, as defined by Credit Suisse, sharing this honor with brands like Apple, Google, and Facebook.
Lesson 2, South Africa banking was archaic.
Boland introduced me to banking, and that's where I sort of discovered that banking was very archaic. But I mean, for the first thing I asked when I got there was, why do banks close at 3:30 in the afternoon? It's just a mystery to me. And I thought there must be some legal reason, and there was no reason whatsoever. And we tried to change that.
Lesson 3, start late in life. He co-founded Capitec when he was 52 years old. Lesson 4, unexpected success.
And by that I simply meant that if we failed, the shareholders and the employees would know about it, but hardly anybody else would remember a few years later. But if we succeeded, the market is big and we should succeed big. But not in my wildest dreams that I think that the success would be as big as it actually turned out to be.
Lesson 5, simplicity.
The single reason for the success of Capitec has been in the word focus. We've done very few things and tried to do them very well. And we've tried to standardize.
Lesson 6, go directly to your customers. Emerging middle class.
On the streets, station and taxi ranks, handing out flyers to each and every person promoting the bank.
Lesson 7, equal access to all, whether they are rich or poor.
Said we will have a single account. All our customers will get a gold card and we'll offer exactly the same. Okay? Poor people is not going to stand in a queue and rich people sit in a lounge. Okay? Everybody will get treated exactly in the same way.
Lesson 8, lower fees.
Significantly lower rates.
We'd come in at very much lower rates, preferably 50% lower than anybody else.
Lesson 9, always experimenting. Some ideas will get traction.
Try banking through supermarkets. Nedbank later retried that particular strategy, but you were doing that way back in the 90s, weren't you?
That's right. We cooperated with Pick n Pay to introduce banking. Through their tills, it was not a big success. It wasn't even a small success, but it certainly... We tried new things and different things, and it gave us a lot of exposure to ideas that later would get traction.
Lesson 10, in banking, every 5 years you have a crisis. Plan accordingly.
In the late 90s, we had a big crisis, the emerging market crisis that dropped. The interest rates rose to above 20%. It was a major crisis. Then you have another one in the early 2000s. Then you have a major crisis in the 2008 starting in America. Every 5 years you have a crisis. So if you're in a bank, you must plan for a crisis. You must always be aware of the fact that the next crisis is just around the corner.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.